Hey, Dr. Pinkman.
Yes.
World of the Psychic.
That's right. How you doing?
Hey, I'm a big fan of yours.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
It used to be one of my 2 favorite shows.
You're kidding me. Oh, great. What was the other one?
Bassmasters. It's a fishing show.
Yeah, I know Bassmaster, sure.
Now, what does the sugar do in the sauce?
Adds sweetness, adds a contrast. If you don't, it's all going to be tartness, and you won't have any
It's
kind
going to be
of sweetness
acidity
to
from
the sauce.
tomatoes.
Right, you'll have
And then
tart
spice.
and it's acid and nothing else. All right. So now we got to stir all that in, and then we add our final ingredients, and then the meat.
This one's for all my baby girls.
Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian bills. Italian dark side fifth. Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian chill. Italian can't give her a pill. I'm half kind of European mix. European style, Asian fusion style tips. Greasy hair. Pasta once a week. The authentic style, Asian fusion style, Italian.
Guess what else we're going to add?
What?
Sausage. Italian sausage. That's going to go in here too.
I love sausage. I have had many varieties.
Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian bills. Italian dark side fifth. Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian chill. Italian can't give her a pill. Why do you pretend to be Italian? I don't. I'm not full-blooded Italian. That'd be ridiculous for me to claim. I'm a quarter Italian. I am 1/4 Polish, and then I'm half kind of European mix.
Why do I say I'm not a children's entertainer? Because I'm not a Muppet. I'm not here to play a character. I'm not here to pretend that I'm something that I'm not. I don't dye my hair. I don't act stupidly constantly to get attention from children. I don't do stupid pranks. You know what I mean? I don't cause drama. I'm here just to play games and have fun. I'm a legitimate gamer. Big up Skier Cat.
I eat banana, tasty banana, put banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I eat banana, tasty banana. Please the peel it comes in then put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth.
Act and talk a certain way with certain mannerisms, certain over-the-top reactions, screaming at the top of their lungs, jumping, flailing, doing weird things, constantly on camera.
I eat banana, tasty banana, put banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I eat banana, tasty banana. Please the peel it comes in then put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth. I eat banana, tasty banana. Put banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I eat banana, tasty banana. Please the peel it comes in then put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth.
When we hit the 250 vestry for that celebration, I'm going to debut a new vest. There we go. Celebratory bubble blow. Very nice. There's bubbles everywhere. There's bubbles all over my PlayStation 4 controller. There's bubbles on my microphone stand. There's bubbles everywhere tonight.
Hello? For now? That is a business related. Can I still have it?
It's WWE Champion time.
Go. It's the money, stupid fuck.
I love it.
Go. I eBay.
Hell! It's been tough. I always think that it's my fault.
Drinking gin.
Yep, I'm toxic. I love Hulk Hogan's dick. My ass is so fucking stretched. Oh, no, you didn't, you motherfucking piece of shit cocksucker. Mark my fucking words. I'm coming for you.
For now.
It's the money, stupid fuck.
I love it.
My email. Hell! Hateful slurs. Lame brain pieces of dumb.
Hello, everyone. We are here. That being said, with episode number 15 to our name now. Wow, 15 episodes. It seems like we started not so long ago, but now we are here with 15 episodes for you. And what a week we have had in so many different ways. Old guard, new guard, neutral guard. Every kind of guard is being happening here. So we got people from all walks of life here, all walks of the detractorsphere here to analyze things that happened this week. Before we get to breaking down everything that happened for you, we got to go around and introduce the legends we have around me here. So first I'm going to go to the dentist in the house, Sammy boy. How you feeling today?
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty chill. Pretty excited to get going with this one.
Nice. Is this a chill stream for you? Do you consider this chill?
It's definitely chill for me, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely more relaxed than I usually am. I've had a nice day, all on my own, and yeah.
Nice.
Looking
All
forward
right,
to
so
this.
great. We have a chill stream guaranteed from Sam there. Let me go below me here. Well, I'm sure where he's on the screen actually. To my right here, 2 spots over, is the one and only, the legend, Meerkat. How you feeling this week, my friend?
Hey, what's up, everybody? I feel good. Welcome everyone in chat. How's it going? We're about to talk about some dumb shit as we do every week, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. All right, sounds
And
good.
we do have right now. I only have one other legend to introduce, but we're hoping our second legend joins us a little bit later. Steve is actually not in the house yet, but we're hoping he comes here shortly. But we do have one legend that will live forever with a video that really is must watch. I mean, I hope if you're watching us here, you've seen at least most of it, if not finished it, because I've watched 2 or 3 times. It's awesome. Baxter Zevchenko in the house. How you feeling, my friend? Nice. I hope so too. Your voice is incredible, and that's definitely the first step in making an awesome appearance on a podcast for sure. And you were doing that. Before we get into this, Meerkat, I'm tasking you with handling the business side of things. This is actually a business. I don't know if you guys knew this. This is the actual business here. We don't pay business taxes, but we're a business. So Meerkat,
Yeah.
Can you get to the business out of the way here?
We're not registered as a business either. We're just lying, basically.
Yes.
Well, who is muted? Baxter's muted.
Ah, damn.
No?
Okay. You
Well,
might.
that is
Okay.
so they're lying again.
That's my fault. Sorry.
Oh, anyway, we're gonna fix it.
You're gonna that epic intro that Baxter just did. He's gonna have to do all again.
I can do
it again.
Okay, let's start it over. The one, the only, the Baxter Zevchenko. How you feeling, my friend?
It is I, the bodiless voice of YouTube, telling you about DSP's narcissism. Hello, everyone. I hope we had a nice podcast.
Yes, and I hope that was hearable from everyone. There's the perfect time to break out those mute symbols there. So, Meerkat, on to the business time. Go ahead.
Yeah, welcome everybody. We have members now. You know how this works. DSP talks about it constantly. Press the join button. You're going to see the perks. You're going to see the prices. We have super chats going on. You also know how this works, so I'm not going to take too long about that. If you don't care about any of that, well, then that's great because we're not going to talk about it anymore. If we get some questions and stuff through super chats and stuff, we're going to talk about them in a separate segment, I guess, towards the end when we're run out of stuff to talk about. So don't worry about that. Anyways, now let's continue on with the show.
There you go. Perfect. That's why Meerkat gets paid the big bucks here, because he takes care of business time so awesomely. And Captain Obvious, thanks so much for joining us and being a legend here. But everyone's a legend in chat for sure. So what a week we've had, my friends. What a week. A lot of different ways to analyze this one, but I like to go in chronological order. I know more recent news is more important, but we like to build up the suspense here. So I'm going to take us all the way back to last Sunday after we aired. Was the first ever stream of not the first ever stream, but the first lure involved stream, lure type show for DSP on Sunday, Sunday Night Bites, and he didn't reach the goal, which was pretty funny. But the only reason I'm bringing this up is because he did this thing, which I think might be the most disrespectful thing he's ever done to his viewers, which is, let me pretend this bottle cap is a lure for you here. Okay, so I'm holding a lure in my hand. This is actually not a lure, but just pretend for a second it is a lure. And he went like this. All right, guys, you want to get this donation in today? Come on. Shake, 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 shake. This is a lure, guys. It's shaking. It's like a frog. It's crazy. And he did this so many times. I was like, what are we? If I'm a legitimate fan of Phil, I feel like I'm a baby. I would ask Baxter to start things off. What kind of person, what kind of mental things you have to go on to think people are interested in you shaking a literal rattle in front of their face to get money from them? Go ahead, Baxter.
Well, obviously, certainly you don't have a high opinion of them. I'd like to point out two things first, because you reminded me of things. The first thing was he obnoxiously points to things on his leaderboard, especially when the members are low. I find that so disrespectful in some degree. It's yeah, people can read. You expect people can count. So you'd expect them to see what is going on with the members. The other thing was a similar thing you mentioned during one of his retrospectives when moderators were not active enough, mods. He punched his pop filter like this. Hello, hello. That's like, I don't know. It's being disagreeable. It's being obnoxious, and to some degree, you're trying to. Not really guilt trip them, but to some degree, it's trying to evoke incentive. Yeah.
Unless you have some extremely intense opinion, Sam or Meerkat, can we move on from this topic, or do you have anything to add there?
Oh, please move on.
I know all my co-hosts probably didn't want to go this far back, but I had to. So then we go to Matt. Let's talk about Madden 23, and I bring this one up specifically because this is all the way back on Monday. This is when Phil broke out the start of the worry of the strikes. This is the first time he heard about the strikes. Now, how he framed this was, I've caught wind of a concerted effort to hurt his business, right? Now he doesn't give a lot of details on this day. This is on Monday, remind you, Monday morning. And he really doesn't say much, and it's very lighthearted Phil. It's really not worried Phil yet. He, again, claims it's all about people being butthurt about Evil AJ. Like, he really is in his mind at this point. I still think it's like an Evil AJ kind of thing connected to Evil AJ. Like, people don't like I reacted to Evil AJ, so they're coming after me. I don't know what to do. If something happens, check my Twitter. But he's still joking during this. And we know worried Phil is the shaking the chair, and that kind of really worried about stuff. He's not worried about anything at this point, but he did at least say strikes are happening. There's a concerted and sometimes concentrated. He flips those words very just whenever he feels like it. But in this case, it was a concerted effort to hurt his business, and this was the first time he'd ever brought it up. I bring that up because I think this is what some people. Do you think this is a real issue or not? Is Phil really worried or not? Did Phil want to do this or not? Do people want to strike him or not? Is really a big debate I think we're going to have here. So at this point, though, I think we all agree that Phil, on Monday at least, when he says, like, I've caught wind of stuff happening, it really wasn't, he didn't know how to handle it yet, I think. You know what I mean? Did anyone know what I'm talking about on Monday when he first mentioned it? I know later in the week he goes nuts and gets way deeper in it, but this is the first kind of just touching of the topic here. And it was kind of like, not worried, Phil, but I want to let you know about this thing because I want your money. But go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, I think on Monday, he'd gotten wind, like you say, and he was very kind of quick to make Evil AJ the scapegoat, I think, or followers of Evil AJ, or something like that. People that were annoyed that maybe Evil AJ didn't strike him or whatever, and I think he was quick to kind of try and make it all about that. When if he's just gotten wind of it, why make that leap? It changed over the course of the week. Obviously, we started talking about wings trolls and things like that. So
that did not. No, there was no mention of that on Monday. It was not about wings at all in his mind yet. I just want to make that clear. It was not about wings at all. It was about Evil AJ. Anything else to add there, Meerkat or Baxter?
I definitely think somebody read Kiwi Farms and then ran back to DSP and told him all this stuff, so he got real nervous about it. That's what I think, because I never thought Evil AJ was gonna hit him with anything. I don't think he would do that. But of course, a lot of other people started considering it and thinking about it and posting their plans, which is against the rules. And therefore he caught wind of it and was kind of nervous.
Yep. Baxter, anything else about?
Yeah, in my opinion, I think it's one of those typical DSP situations where he tried to nip things in the butt. Yes, with T, not with D. By shining light on what detractors were supposedly, big air quotes around supposedly doing. And he's saying, effectively, it was a statement to me. I interpreted it as a statement of, I can see you guys. I know what you're about to do, and I'm trying to tell you, stop right now. Like he's, I don't know, like he's Thor trying to snap the detractors, but just not going to. Some kind of power move. It's some kind of ego move.
That's interesting. So you think he was talking more to detractors than this, not as most of us, I believe, think that he was kind of just talking to his fans saying, I want more of your money because I'm worried about something.
Yeah, to a specific degree, he wants to flex. Sorry, Meerkat, go ahead.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I like I was trying to say, I think it was some kind of flex move, like he usually tries to do. He thinks he has some power, but ultimately you can just post that GIF from Lord of the Rings where that king said, "You have no power here," and that's the ultimate response.
Also, one line I wrote down because I wanted to say it. He said, "There have been weeks I live paycheck to paycheck." Okay, so let's analyze that statement. There have been weeks I live paycheck to paycheck. That means that's not every week for sure, right? I mean, I know English pretty well. That means it's not every week, but how come every time it's the day before the day off? We need money. We need it. Oh man, do we need it? But remember, he doesn't live paycheck to paycheck every week. Okay, so just remember that.
First we should clarify what paycheck means, because the guy receives 2 paychecks a day and 1 paycheck monthly from YouTube and 1 paycheck from Patreon. So that's a lot of paychecks. What paycheck we're talking about? Which one specifically? And there's a lot of definitions that need to be clarified before we actually start analyzing this sentence about the weeks and stuff, because I genuinely don't know what he means when he says paycheck to paycheck. Yeah, so you live day to day basically, and every day you get a paycheck. Yeah, that's pretty cool if you ask me.
I think in a way though, that's kind of what he wants, isn't it? He's using this kind of language and not making much sense in an effort to kind of confuse things, isn't he? We've been over it before, where he's like, he'll just keep saying things and you just kind of lose track of where his head's at and what the actual story is. And to us, we're kind of doing our best to keep on top of it and joining the dots and going, hang on, that doesn't make sense, there's something wrong here. But to a legit fan or someone just with him on in the background, he's like, you're not really getting all of that in, or you just kind of, you go, oh, this guy's got financial problems, you're not really soaking it all in. So that's probably what he wants.
And like a normal person, a human being on this earth, we know we get paid and we know we pay bills. And there's so much randomness to Phil's pay systems, right? Like I have 2 huge bills this weekend, but then next weekend I got 2 more huge ones. Oh, I got 2 huge bills to clear next time. It's like, there's always a bill. Like I want to know, we know Phil is one to buy stuff he doesn't need. That's for sure. Many different angles, but how does one person have so many different bills? It's just, I know he's paying for a lot, but I mean, come on, living paycheck to paycheck when you pay. Go ahead, Baxter.
He has so many basic bills. I think I remember at one point, either in 2017 or 2018, he said during one Panic episode, I don't know which one it was, he said he had to pay bills every day, daily, something like that. It's like at some point you'll start to think, no, just no, you pay bills monthly, at least where I live. And that's the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's how 99.9% of all bills work, is once a month you pay something, right? I mean, I think that's global. I don't know. I can't be sure, but I think it is. But it was just really, really another take of how Phil, is just training his audience to not be sure of anything, accept everything he says, because you can't really pin down anything, right? He doesn't give it details like Sam said. He gives just enough so you don't know. But there's always a problem, and Phil can create problems, as he did this week really well. Actually, it did work. I do want to say about the football. Okay, no, it's not a big topic, but I have to say it because it's just too funny for me. So, Phil is for half the playthrough. Like Madden chooses 3 plays for you, and you could choose one there, or you could just push the down button and choose different plays. So Phil multiple times would throw it into interception, say they didn't give me any runs. I would have ran it there. Like that's an excuse for throwing interception when you can change the plays if you want. I mean, It's such a little baby move to try to blame your bad performance on something, but he can't even blame it on something good. But anyways, small point for me, but that's just something I always laugh at that when he just, it's like that you see the wheels turning when he made a mistake and he's like, all right, what can I blame this on? And there was no running play. I would have chosen a running play. You know, he's like, well, you're down by 15 points and there's 2 minutes left in the game. Probably shouldn't have ran the ball anyway, but okay. Anyways, we're going to move on.
He doesn't care.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. That's the right thing to say. So then we get to the next day, the 2 Point campus stream at night. And he starts this stream off with amazingly, all right, guys, I know people worried about it, but I just want to remind you, the things are still happening. Things are still happening. That's all you need to know. Things are still happening, but of course, then he goes to the whole story again. And one thing, Meerkat, I saw in your stream, and I want to make sure we say this too. I'm stealing your content. He clearly states how I've never had a problem with this before. I can always get it overturned, but I'm worried. What are you worried about then? You know what I'm saying?
Not this, and also he said it happens all the time, and I get it cleared up every time, no problems, and I have a backup plan. Then it happens. I don't have a backup plan. Come follow me on Twitter.
Exactly. It's the same as the chargebacks, which I'm sure again we'll get to. You know, he said multiple times before where he always wins them, and then sometimes he doesn't always win them, and now this week he's not sure if he'll win them. And
we can talk about moving the goalpost for the entire stream if you want. Like,
oh yeah, we got blamed of that. We moved the goalposts here. Whenever we ask for any kind of explanation, we're moving the goalposts. That was funny too. That'll come up later, but that's it's like he obviously, I mean, with his fan base, his tactics are working. He did get a lot of money when he really brought up the real worry stream, but then he explains everything away because I think maybe you're right, Baxter. He has to be like, I'm a badass, I'm unstoppable. He said on his Twitter, right? But then he has to say he's not unstoppable and he's really scared about being stopped.
Yeah, duality of DSP.
I'm DSP the Unstoppable. I'm also scared shitless of being stopped.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's one long Twitter name. We should try to put that together because that's the truth, right? Or that's what he's trying to show. But
oh, that was the other thing as well. The oh fuck, it's gone. Sorry, there was another thing. There was another thing that he flip flopped on earlier in the week, and it's just gone. Oh, that was it. I wanted to mention this. I think it was Monday or Sunday evening. Probably Monday. He said something about he may have a backup plan. And then later in that same stream, he said, "Oh, I definitely do have a backup plan." So I'm Xing a bit on that one.
Yeah. So anyway, so the second stream, he now has a series of backup plans. Actually, that's what he said. I have a series of backup plans, and he talks about during this stream, it kind of bleeds over in Madden talk. He said, again, I know Baxter, you're going to explain it better than me, but he's like looking for games that he can blame on his viewers for not doing well. It really is something he's doing now. So he like makes sure, okay, how's Madden going, Phil? Someone just asked a simple question. Well, it's going bad because everyone want to be playing on pro and it's just too hard. And like you said, Meerkat, easy is like, you don't give points up if you don't even push any buttons, right? You said or something.
Easy is like, I played easy and it was my first time ever playing like American football. I didn't know anything about the game. I went through the tutorial. I played some games. I never lost once. I don't think it's possible because it's like it's just made for beginners, just like in FIFA, just like in NBA 2K. The basic difficulty, the first one, is made for somebody who doesn't play these games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they don't want you to get pissed and like just to hate the game. But Phil is, of course, so fast to blame on the viewers. So fast. It's incredible. You guys asked for this. And Baxter, what does it take to do that? I mean, what is that? What's the thinking behind that of just needing someone to blame? Already, we've been talking for 5 minutes on the show so far. And so many excuses, so many instances of Phil needing to blame someone that's not Phil, you know?
Well, it comes with a kind of ego, I would say. One point, the game, I don't know. Has he been complaining about the difficulty? I don't think he has. What is he playing on?
Pro. Yeah,
okay.
He's complaining about difficulty now because pro makes it so like if it's a hot situation, you can't see who your receivers are. It does add some difficulty, but again, it's not expert. It's pro. I mean, it's the normal difficulty everyone plays on.
And how's the support?
Bad. I mean, bad for him. Less than 100.
Yeah, well, there you have the issue. And I mean, sports games. I'm not a big fan of sports games. I don't know how to answer that question. Difficult for me.
That's okay. That's okay. Just another example of him blaming everything but himself. So 2-point campus, really quick before we get back into the strike nonsense. The game was so insane. 2-point campus. It's like kind of simulation. You're kind of resource, what's it called? Resource management game. And it was so insane. Yeah, he couldn't interact with the people. So he did a Q&A, which, let's be real, Q&As now are when he did not hit the tips goal and he wants to drag it out a little longer. This was truly one of the saddest Q&As I've ever seen. Like, it's been, now remember, 2 streams were slow in a row. When I say slow, I mean not more than 50, less than 100. That's slow, right? In Phil's mind. And he really was like, I hope tomorrow's better. I'm just kind of disheartened. I hope tomorrow's better. Really thinking of this. And it kind of not using what could be an easy situation to use the strike thing. He didn't use it then, though. So I still don't think it's in his mastermind of plans to start using these strikes as a way to get more tips yet. We're going to get to that, though. That's coming up. Some last point. Someone asked for 10. Says, Phil, if you jump 10 times, I'll give you a $100 tip. Phil is clearly insulted by this. Clearly insulted by this question. He said, what? 10 jumps? I could do 10 jumping jacks. That's just a normal thing to do. I think I know who you think I am. Or I think I know who you think I am, but I'm not that guy. And he's talking about wings. And just Phil has to make himself appear to be an Adonis in comparison to Wings of Redemption, who is just such a lowly human being compared to Phil.
That would be an okay kind of argument if DSP wasn't the guy to blow bubbles for likes, spin in his chair for likes, do push-ups for tips that he didn't get, and all the other stuff that he's done. Maybe chat can help out with this if I forget some humiliating things. But yeah, he puts on hats, puts on vests, and I'll give him this. Wings shaved his beard because of the trolls, which is kind of a thing. Yeah. But DSP is not much better.
Fuck no.
No.
I think, yeah, I've seen Wings do some stupid stuff too, but I mean, we're trying to get to there. We'll get to there. We'll get to this next week. So let's go to the next day in the timeline here. We go to the 23rd. Now this is interesting. He goes to Saints Row, not the new one, but the okay. That's worth talking about itself, because the new Saints Row apparently is all buggy. No one wants to. It's not good. Getting bad reviews. Phil chooses to play the original one, which of course millions of people were asking for again.
Of course.
And I want to know if anyone here, I know we talked about it last week as well, what is on Phil's mind with these game choices, right? Like, what is he trying to do? Is it because he's trying to spend as little money as possible to see how much he can get as ticket donations? Or is it literally just, I don't care what I play. I don't think it matters what I play, so I don't care what I play. I have no idea.
I think
Go ahead, Baxter.
I think with the Game Pass introduction that he got, like, I don't know when he started using Game Pass, I think he expects some games to be free and get free money for it as well. Like, he thinks Game Pass is free when it's not. It's what, $10 a month?
Yeah.
Right. But he still says, oh, it's free on Game Pass. So effectively, psychologically, and we're going to talk about psychology, that's the free trap. If you read free, you immediately think that's a free game. That's no money, but you'd still pay $10 a month for it.
Mm-hmm.
So he thinks he would rather pick and choose a game that's, air quotes around, free on Game Pass and make fun of it, even if it were bad. Unfortunately, Saints Row is not on Game Pass. He would have to pay $70 into it. That's too much investment for playing it what he thinks is going to be 3 times, and then he's going to drop it.
Mm-hmm. I guess it's simple as that. I mean, any other thoughts there, Sam? You can go ahead.
Funnily enough, this is the thing that got me, gave me the most to think about this week, the whole Saints Row thing. It's definitely the most notes I've taken of anything, surprisingly. I don't know why. I think I was going through the week and I was like, it was just the first thing that stuck out, where I was like, you're not doing this right, Okay, so let's get into it. He said he's not playing it anymore, or he's not playing games like that anymore because his model's changed. And what he means by that is, he won't play games he knows are bad anymore and laugh at them. And he said that's because he thinks that's where a lot of his toxicity comes from. The fact that he used to stream or record himself playing games that were bad and laughing at them. So, but anyway, I don't get that logic. But yeah, let's ignore the fact that he said he doesn't give a fuck about pre-release reviews. You know, I'm sure we've said it on Thursday. I think, you know, I'm sure there's at least one instance of him saying that we can find of him saying, you know, I don't care about pre-release reviews. But the thing is, like, I know he's lazy and that can't be helped, but before anything else, don't play a mobile game 24/7 if you can't afford it. You know, if you can't afford the $70 for a game you're not sure about, you know, stop playing a mobile game. But anyway,
that's not gonna happen. So yeah.
Anyway, apart from that, why not just play the shit game, make a little early impressions video on it, behind the scenes, you know, don't even stream yourself playing it, just do a quick, you know, little recording of yourself playing the first 4 hours of it or something, stick it up, so tell people what you think of it, maybe chuck in a few, I found this bug, it was really funny, you know, and things like that, and give your fans some actual variety is you know what I would do, you know, but yeah, he's lazy. So
you're saying something normal, but we all know this is like
saying,
you know, Phil is so far from the possibility, the realm of possibility, chaos realm of possibility. That's just not even close to that for Phil. You know that. But yeah, that's, I mean, all things you could do. How about funny would it be if you play the game that, you know, when bugs happen, people play that up like crazy on streams, you know?
Exactly.
That's the thing to do. Is like, oh my God, this is so wild. Go ahead, Meerkat.
That's exactly true. I agree with you, but his problem is that he genuinely is just toxic, and his reactions to a bad game are toxic reactions. Unlike other streamers that can play it off as like a fun moment or something interesting. If you remember his Homefront review that got over 1 million views, he was genuinely angry and worked up over it. It wasn't really kind of like making fun of it or creating a lighthearted thing. He was just genuinely pissed off. And that's why I think he got that much attention.
Yeah. Anything else to add there? Go ahead, Sam.
Well, the other thing about it as well is that, like he's listening to these reviews that are kind of like middling to, you know, the 60% sort of reviews where it's like the worst kind of game, where it's not bad, it's not good, it's just fine. You know, it's like that's the worst kind of game. That's the worst kind of film, because you can't laugh at it for being bad, and it's not brilliant.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I think the past few weeks have taught him, surely, that you never know what people are going to support. Like, he's had 2 fucking great streams of a fucking fishing game.
Yeah.
You know, and okay, you know, he had a third that didn't go so well for him, but like, surely that proves that it's not about the game. Like,
I mean, who thinks it's about the game anymore? Just certain games hit whales well, like Final Fantasy VII hit well enough that it was pretty well supported the whole time. That's why he dragged that shit out as long as possible. But other games are like he instantly latches on. Like, fishing should not be this weekly thing. And you saw what happened when he Sunday Night Bites, the first time he bought those damn lures, and it just didn't even get the hat goal. And
but you know, that's another thing with the fishing. Sorry, I'm kind of, you know, this is, I feel like I've got something to actually talk about, you know, from a point of view that I like to talk about for a change. But like, the fishing thing, he did that thing that we always say, where it kind of seemed like he chose a game that he just was curious about and probably had fun doing it, and it maybe came across. But the minute he starts throwing in, you know, I'm gonna make this special, and I'm gonna give you an extra incentive, and I want to buy lures and all this stuff. The moment you do that, surely it loses something. It loses that kind of authenticity, and maybe that's why they were, you know, people thought they were being like took the piss out of a little bit.
Yeah, I think it could be. Yeah, it takes we're just guys actually chilling and playing a game together, feeling totally out. It's just gone. It's when you're shining, you're shaking shiny things on the screen. Hey guys, trying to show this today. This one's really cool. It has a frog, and look at the legs. Little cute legs.
Yeah, that's also.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say something now that you've shown that lure again, that bottle cap. This
Yeah.
kind of puts pressure on us viewers as well. It's like telling you guys, look, I bought this for you. I'm going to use this if you give me the money. And this is supposed to be a chill stream, right? And now suddenly there's a goal that we have to hit, so you get to see the lures that you've already seen, and
Yeah.
you take the fun out of the thing.
Yeah. I think that's a good observation there, Sam. I think
He
you're right. Go ahead.
already bought you the lures, guys. So if you don't pay for them, he's gonna be disappointed and disheartened. Come on, he already bought them. That's
Yeah.
at a net loss for him.
Of $12 fucking dollars. 12.
Yeah, but he's not. He didn't. He made a point of saying he didn't lose money because someone did question that, didn't they? They said something about, you annoyed that you've lost money, or something along those lines. And he said, well, they cost me, I want to say about $15 to $20 or something like that. And so he's like, no, I'm not. I'm not worried. And he did the whole thing, but he's disappointed. He's brought it up so many times since then that every opportunity he gets, the fucking daily raps, and he's like, guess what? We didn't hit the goal. It's just
Oh
like,
my god.
Guess what? We didn't hit the goal. Am I going to cry about it? No. We had good. His new word here, by the way, his new keyword is good vibes. I've been watching the streams this week to kind of, be ready for this one. And that's what he says when it's not a good stream, as in he didn't get the hat goal, but he did get the glasses goal. So those are good vibes. So that's
didn't pick up on that. That's an interesting.
Another euphemism.
Well, so we had good vibes, but we did not. Hey, support wasn't incredible. We're not setting the world on fire. Guinness Book of World Records is not calling in to say, wow, look at all these contributions you guys got. But we had good vibes. I'm not going to complain about that. Am I? No. I'll be an asshole to do that. Hopefully tomorrow's better, though. I'm starting to get a little disheartened. But, I mean, I did that better than I expected. When I did skip over something very stupidly of me as the host here, Gamescom React happened before that fucking Saints Row. And let's give Phil credit. I want to do this. Give Phil credit. Spontaneous. Waking up a little early. Putting something on that's kind of random. Hey, that's something the new DSP does not do, so we should give some props for that.
He didn't even announce it, I think.
Yes. Small props. We're not going crazy here, but hey, Phil, this is actually doing something different, right? I mean, we can't argue with that. Go ahead, Meerkat.
A little bit to that. He didn't announce it, but that's because he didn't know what time it was. And then
okay, take that away.
He saw it on Twitter, and he was like, "Dude, we start in like 30 minutes. Well, guess what? I'm gonna be streaming it. Come and show up and give me
European time. What is that?"
And this was, as we build Phil up a little bit, I'm gonna have to take him back down, but not from any just horrible jokes, unbearable, shits down everything. Everything sucks. There's a reason everything sucks, and just the comments he made. I'm gonna read this one verbatim. I am not taking anything out of context. Okay.
Let's go.
Phil said 3 sentences. I'm going to read those 3 sentences. What is on the screen is a female person attacking an animal or something. That's what's going on the screen. So I just want to keep it in context. You have all the context. That's a woman, not of the white skin color. Yes, gaze upon it. Okay.
And something about diversity, I think.
Yes. And diversity came up after that. But hey, 2022 Phil, he's a changed person. He doesn't have to say something different when there's someone not from America is on the screen. He doesn't have to instantly comment about that. He doesn't do that anymore, except during Gamescom Reacts, I guess.
Except when he does, yeah.
Yeah. One more. Again, I keep the context here. Woman from Russia was a woman from Russia, Russian game developer, says some stuff. He says, this one is really bad. I don't want to say it. Susan, don't take our stream down. I'm just reading someone else here. She goes back to the stage. He goes, whoa, watch out. Here's a picture of the grinders you're all going into after the show to become manure. Gamescom goes green.
This was right after a Ukraine segment, by the way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shout out Ukraine, and then, oh yeah, you're good to the beat grinders.
Amazing.
Hey, wait, let's break down the logic of the statement. How do you make manure, guys? You guys know what manure is. It usually comes from an animal if defecating.
Yeah.
Here's a picture of you going into the grinders to become manure. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just a small point, but
I mean, that would, yeah, you know, he means fertilizer or whatever, but
Yeah,
you
I
know,
know.
but still, you know, why even fucking say it? You know, it's just
Part of the scat humor, I would assume.
Well,
Yeah, there's a
yeah.
lot of scat humor too. I skip over that because I can't even handle. I can't even write that shit. That's too bad for me. But yes, the scat fetish is still alive and well.
Yep.
Did anyone else have any comments about that Gamescom? Just torture. I said I title it Gamescom React Torture. Any other comments there?
I couldn't
Good.
watch it. I had to keep.
I tried to rewatch it today. It's just not possible.
Okay, so I want to talk about and also one other note on this day. This is the 23rd, which I believe is Wednesday. All day there was no mention of copyright strikes at all. I searched it in the post stream, in the pre-stream of this, there's no podcast, but whatever. No mention of copyright strikes. Is like they don't exist for some reason. So just keep that in your mind. Take that for what you will. Not a single mention, which is odd, I thought, because he does like to do, like he does whenever there's something he could latch onto. He just, you know, he goes full latch on forever. But he did not mention it all this today, which I wonder why.
Yeah, one thing I would like to clarify is before the copyright strikes, he got hit with community guideline violations over a bunch of old clips with transphobic titles and comments in them. So that was the first thing that he was nervous about, and then the copyright stuff happened.
Yes, and we should have mentioned to the timeline. This is when, the day before this, actually, he did change the title of that one that said tranny training. He changed that to more training, and a few videos did go adult, whatever. What's it called?
Age restricted.
Yeah, age restricted at that point. Okay. All right. So now we get to the real, the crux of the thing here, when he really turns it on. This is the next day. He wakes up on the stream and he instantly goes to Twitter and says the following: all, I love these alls. All, I'm currently under attack with false copyright strikes in DSP Gaming. Please give me a bit to figure this out. I have to see what just happened. Thanks. So I don't like, just have a normal tweet. Why do you have to give me a bit to figure this out? What are you going to do? I mean, I don't know. Anyway,
that was probably one of my favorite nights we've had in the Discord so far, by the way, where people were coming up with their own versions of that. It was amazing.
I mean, all is better than folks, but
yeah, that's true. That's true. Good call, Baxter. You're right on that.
I wish he said we are under attack on the DSP Gaming channel. I wish. This would have been so funny.
He said it before. He's definitely said it before. There's the link to Discord, but not in there. Meerkat has put in some serious work on there to make the Discord a cooler place to be. So feel free to join if you are not already. But yeah, okay. So this is when we reach, you know, the apex. This is when he embraces the. I don't want to say embrace is not the wrong word, but he's like, I am going to talk about this for an hour. Basically, is what he said in the Level 1 podcast. So he does, and he lets us know everything basically. One thing I think we need to talk about is how one fear tactic he uses, which is ridiculous, is how I don't know if I can do anything, right? There's nothing in streaming that Phil is sure he can do at this point, right? So he's like, I don't know if I can stream. I don't know if I'll be streaming in the next minute. And he even did the joke one time, like 3, 2, 1. I guess I'm still here.
I saw that earlier. I caught that bit earlier, and I was like, Christ, imagine if someone was planning like a DDoS attack just coincidentally at that moment. That would have been
so
perfect.
Just a fear tactic to the max here. Nothing is guaranteed. Everything is wrong. Everything is possible. You know, he explains his life story because he has 1,000 viewers. So whenever you have 1,000 viewers, we get the whole life story, right? It goes way back. So my mom and father met. They had a great time. Then I was born in 1980, whatever. And that goes through all the nonsense, and then gets to talking about how he changed. Now he's someone that puts out meaningful content. So I always like to hear the meaningful content thing, because let's talk about, if you take a video of Phil's from 10 years ago and a video from Phil today, what's different about that and what has made it more meaningful? Any theories out there?
Go on, Baxter.
Well, I have an issue with how he uses the word meaningful, because I fail to see where the meaning in his videos is, apart from it being contemporary entertainment. So meaning, well, back then he used to swear a lot more. He was a lot more disagreeable, a lot more abrasive. he still is these days. He's just filtered. But the meaning in his videos, I wouldn't watch his videos from 10 years ago. I wouldn't watch his videos today. So he tries to use the word meaningful, I think, to make himself feel important. He tries to convince people that his content is meaningful, but ultimately he tries to convince himself that his content is meaningful, because he does have some personality issues with meaning in life. I feel like there's something there.
Yeah. I think you're right about that. He definitely has latched on to this word of meaningful, and like he brings up these stories about people saying, "I'm going through a tough time, Phil. You really helped me out," which is probably like a single email like 5 years ago, but he keeps bringing it up endlessly. Like, I really helped so many people. But anyways, then we should say another line he said that I liked. People are watching content on DSP Gaming again, which I thought was funny. That's what he said.
Again, okay.
And remember, just a short 2 weeks ago, he said, "I don't know how you guys watch this stuff." Remember, he said,
In regards
Very
to his
true.
own content.
yes. That was a good one. But then we get to the real, where we get to now he starts directly addressing us, not us, that being said, but us, these nasty trolls, right? But he wasn't talking to us, right? Let's get real. He wasn't talking to us that day. He was talking to someone else, another group. And that group is known as Wings Trolls, right? And he was scared, right? He is pleading, his words, pleading to them to not come after him. And we saw the fear shake through his body. At least maybe he was acting, but this is what I felt he really was most scrambling to try to get them away. I know you watched that, Meerkat. Any thoughts you want to share now?
Now, I don't think necessarily he was scared.
Okay.
I don't know. Because, of course, he put in 60,000, 70,000 videos on this channel. Of course, he doesn't want to lose it. He doesn't want to take the hit. But he knows full well that's not going to be the end of DSP Gaming. He's going to be back that same day on a different platform, whether that is Twitch or something else. He's going to be back anyways. What I think he made important is to set this up for both the trolls and his fans that he could go away, which...
Yeah.
Come on, everybody who keeps in track of him knows that he's not going to go away. He can't do anything else. But he needs to convince his own fans to be kind of scared and tuning in regularly. Like I said last week on the podcast as well. They need to, because they're not going to tune in to watch DSP for the quality gameplay. Not at this point. It's too late for that. And the tips goal suggests that. So he needs to keep them engaged in the drama stuff happening.
And a few other lines I want to make sure we get out. He to separate the trolls, which I know is the topic you talked about in your video, Baxter, about like separation. I can't remember the exact terms, but like black or white, a kind of
Splitting, yeah.
Splitting, yeah. Really went to high effort here to split DSP trolls and Wings trolls. He says, my detractors play by the rules. They follow the rules. They play the game fairly. I have no idea what this means. I guess that means don't troll that much. I mean, in his mind, what does that mean, Meerkat? I think maybe you're the right person to ask about that.
I guess it means the general term that we have is "don't touch the poop." I guess that's what he means.
I guess.
Is like just do your own thing and don't mess with him in real life. I guess that's it.
Yeah,
which most people, most people go by this, but we're all individuals. We all have different end games into what we want to see happen from this reality show. So, some people go out of their way and they do their own thing.
Yep. And as Clayton there, also with the super chat there, where are you going to get your entertainment if you don't make fun of me? Like, there's nothing else anyone can do if they're not making fun of Phil. Their life is over. They can't make fun of Phil. What are we going to do?
Except Phil on YouTube.
There's no other person to go to. Also, he wanted to try to get on our good side more, even by saying, I was contacted by some detractors about takedowns, and I helped them. I went out of my way to help detractors. He said this, right? And
also, to this point, he also said that some of the detractors had a lawyer. So if the strike was in DSP's name and DSP went out of his way, that's not going out of your way, is it? When a lawyer is involved, that's kind of watching after yourself. Yeah. So I don't find anything that admirable in this. It was somebody using his name to take people down, and those people got in touch with him, and he said it wasn't him. Yeah, I expect as much. Good job, DSP.
Yeah, if I speed and the policeman says you got to pay $100, I went out of my way to pay that back. I'm just trying to be a good dude. I'm going to go out of my way, go to police station, and give him $100. So hey, give me some credit here. Just real quick, he said, of course, I love it. Phil just reiterates, and he is so sure to say this 20 times a day, 20 times a rant. I don't pay attention to any of this shit, but he just goes, he talks about it for 20 minutes in intense detail and says, I don't pay attention to this. I don't know what's going on. But you already told us everything that's going on. So what don't you pay attention to exactly, right? What part of this don't you know, right? But
there's three phrases that you can pretty much count on whenever it comes to one of these rants. It's, I don't know much about anything. This is what I've heard. I'm going to guess.
Beautiful.
There was one great one as well. It's this segment is completely hearsay. This is how he started off his segment. It's a clip on Twitter that I retweeted. It's so good. This is entirely hearsay, but this is what I heard. And when the trolls do this for Phil, is the worst fucking thing.
Oh,
it's the worst thing. You're ruining his life when you do this.
Yeah, if you take anything, if you don't know for facts, what do you do? You say, what is he like? You find a sliver of truth, a nugget of truth. Yeah, the nugget word. And they just compound it, extract it, extrapolate. Anyways, then he turns up the thing about really trying to dodge wings trolls. This is the whole point of the whole thing. It just turns into really pleading to not. And this is where I have trouble with, because I'm kind of found myself in the camp of Phil wants this drama for sure. But he worked really hard to try to get wings trolls off him. So I'm going to go around the room here. And Sam, does Phil want this drama? Does he want to go to Twitch, right? Or is this true? I mean, we know he's building it up more than he needs to, but does he want to get that third strike for a minute? Because you do get it back in the end. He but what do you think?
It's a tough one. I don't know. I think that's his backup plan, isn't it? For sure. I don't, what else could it be? I think first and foremost, he'd like to be left alone. Secondly, if he can turn this drama into pity books, he's going to do it. And maybe once the cogs started working in his brain, maybe that's when he started thinking, you know what, maybe Twitch, maybe that's not such a bad idea. Maybe I can, make this happen a bit faster, and we can spin this my way. But I don't know. I'm not sure.
All right, Meerkat, you're up next.
Well, I don't think at all that he wants to go back to Twitch, because he has a thing going on currently that is I think well enough for him and his standards. But definitely it wasn't a drama saga that he couldn't help himself but make a big deal out of, because he knows everything is going to be clear in the end. All the strikes are going to be settled, because if Tevin can do it, DSP can do it. Mm-hmm. Both of them were false copyright strikes, except the DSP has 100 and whatever thousand subs more. So he knows in the end he's going to be okay. But there's a certain amount of panic that's going to get people talking, and it's going to get his fans showing up and giving him money. And at that moment, the best thing was to cash in on that panic, to cash in on the drama, make an appeal to the wings trolls, which was, for a person with an ego this massive, I saw it as like bending over to those people, like bending the knee to them, because he was fleeting those people, those trolls, that he spent years calling them all kinds of names, and now kneel down to them, even though he knows in the end everything's going to be okay. So generally, to sum up, because I rambled quite a bit, I don't think he wants to go back to Twitch. He definitely will if YouTube goes sideways. And in the end of the day, he got what he wanted. I think the trolls got what they wanted, because that's a lot of gold dust in that segment. It's fantastic. Some great quotes. And in the end of the day, he got his money that later was negated by chargebacks. I guess we could talk about that as well.
That's going to be the next day. Yeah, but that's coming up. Baxter, what's your thoughts on this question?
Apart from what's being said, I actually have to agree with Sam a lot here, with Meerkat as well, obviously. But I don't think DSP particularly wants to go back to Twitch. He would go if YouTube is not an option anymore. But I think it's an ego versus income question to answer. answer, ego versus income answer, actually, because I answered your question. So either it's he has to find the right balance between not coming off as abrasive, but also as, how do you say a word? No, I'm missing an English word. As nice enough to appeal to his fans, to his longtime supporters, to get enough money out of this drama. So yeah, and he effectively during that stream, I think he got like what, $600 or something like that. So
Yeah, around there, yeah.
support showed up, and at the same time, obviously, he tried to get Wings trolls off his back with weak arguments, bad analogies, and yeah. So in summary, no, I don't think he wants to go back to Twitch. But yes, he wants the drama because he knows he can milk that cash.
Yes. And worth mentioning that we talked about this whole kind of week. No stream during this week before this was over $100. Not even close. He was like 50s, 60s for 5 streams in a row. And that's what makes me even think even more. He kind of, all right. I mentioned about the strikes, wasn't much reaction. You know what? He's sitting there in the bed before he goes to sleep for the next stream with the gin in hand. You know what? I'm going to turn this shit up, and then I'm going to see what happens. That's just, I can see that being a possibility of like, things are going well. 5 streams in a row, I'm not getting hat on. That's you know how Phil is. That's Bacon Zero is coming out if 5 streams in a row he doesn't get hat on. So that can lead you to do some kind of brash measures, maybe. But yeah, we're gonna stuck here for a while here, so I want to keep moving on with the week of stuff because we're far from done. Real quick though, Phil. Again, what the most kind of irritating or lack of self-awareness Phil had was this when he said, I've heard from people, I don't know who, that now that Wings is gone, people are turning to me. Huh? That's what he said. Like,
oh yeah, we'll get into this bit now.
Wings has nothing in common with DSP, and DSP sees himself as like just total different person. He stands up, shows I am not sucking in my gut right now. I am not Wings. Go ahead, Baxter.
No, I just wanted to say how nice of him to compare his weight to Wings like that. That's
yeah, definitely not punching down or anything that Phil doesn't appreciate. No. Other people do. No, definitely not. It's not. But this is really you can see where Phil's mentality is at. It was unusual or unfathomable for him that Wings trolls might go to DSP next. And this is my favorite part. What's one thing? Okay. Let me think about this. What's one thing you might not like about me? I ask for contributions. That's the only thing you could argue people don't like about me. And I don't think he said any statement that has more untruths in it than that one, right? Because I guess in his mind, that's what he thinks about us, is that the only thing we don't like. But how wrong can you be, you know? And
so far off base.
It's like, yes, that's why we're all here. That's why That Being Said is here. That's why people have restreams. It's all because of how he asks for contributions he makes it seem like it's just a passing thing, asking for contributions.
Yeah, there's other things as well, but they're all made up conspiracy theories that are based on a nugget of truth, right? So It's not just the begging. Of course. I mean,
that was something.
What? Yeah, it's bullshit, obviously, and we and other people spent plenty of time pointing it out, so we can just say it's bullshit, I guess.
Yeah, there's no need to analyze more than that. But that's what Phil thinks of us, is that the only thing we don't like is because he asked for contributions. But I'll tell you one thing, and he made fun. But funny thing is, he's pleading to trolls, but also making fun of them. It's like at the same time, like you really don't want to do that when you're pleading to someone, not to do something negative to you. Is like, Sam, I really want you to borrow $25, but also I hate that T-shirt, man. I really hate that T-shirt, but I'm looking for $25. So if you could get that to me, that's what he's doing.
Basically, yeah.
He's like, I can't get in their heads. It's really tough for me to get in their headspace, guys. It's really tough for me to see what they're thinking, but this is my guess. And then he goes through this nonsense of trying to plead to them to not do anything.
Go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off, but this is a very important thing that I want to point out, is that he basically gaslit himself. He brainwashed himself into thinking that all the trolls are just one unit, one actual cult, and we just all agree on the same things, and we just parrot the same exact opinions over and over again. And then he tries to make up a point based on that and argue that point. And then that point doesn't make sense. And he's confused that his made up point based on this made up idea of the trolls doesn't make sense. It's like, DSP, we don't agree on stuff. Even on this podcast, we have several different stories about every single thing that happens, and we constantly don't agree on stuff. Yeah. I can remember with Shinko, we didn't agree on the 1 Minute Man. We didn't agree on some cat stuff from earlier on. So he couldn't be farther from the truth, but he convinced himself enough that it is like that. So I guess go off.
I mean, that's the key thing I want anyone here to pass on to Phil is like that like we are all individual people that are doing this because we like to talk about the drama that Phil creates himself. No one else is creating drama except DSP. Philip Burnell is the one creating the drama for us. And that's why we talk about this. If there was no drama, we're all gone, right? If Phil became a normal streamer tomorrow, this is over, guys. I'm just gonna let you know. We'd still stream. We probably would have to put a podcast together, but it wouldn't be about DSP because who's going to talk about it? There's no drama involved, right? Baxter, look like you want to say something.
No, actually, you went ahead. It's fine. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. I don't want to cut you off, my friend. You are the special guest of the hour, and we're going to talk a lot of questions coming up for Baxter here. But let's get through the week that was first. Then I could keep going on, but he has said random things about nothing. And I want to make this point clear about, he said, I can't do anything else. I'm stuck in my position here. He made sure we knew that too. I can't sell my house because I don't know. That's the one thing I don't get. I know he has bad credit. He couldn't, he can't get a loan. I know that. He can't get a new house loan. He has to stick with what he's got. But if he sold the house, there's a lot of houses that are worth a lot less than that. You could buy straight out with whatever money you get for that. You know what I mean? And he acts like that is just the craziest idea of all time. Of course, for Phil, it is. But that's what that was one thing I wanted to mention, that he's all vehement. The options are gone. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's vehement that he can't downsize to any degree. Like, he has his living standards set in his mind, and this is normalcy for him. So anything below this is beneath him, and not just locally.
Also, I don't get why he can't rent anything. I don't know how things are with the renting stuff in the US, but I would think is a better deal for him to just rent some apartment with 2 people and a cat. Yeah. Seems like a pretty good bargain.
Yep.
Yeah. And you'd have a lot of money after selling your house. He'd have a lot of money left over. He's been there for a while now. Yeah, he'd lose a lot of income. Oh yeah, don't forget about that. But then a quick Panda thrown under the bus here out of nowhere from the top rope, throwing Panda under the bus. I wasn't expecting it. Panda was abrasive. She would talk back to the chat. I get that. I get you guys making fun of her. Well, you sure as fuck didn't back then. But now he does. He gets that. But he pleads for people to stop. He's doing this classic thing of like, the trolls really are worried about Jasper. And the trolls are really worried about Cat. They don't give a shit about Cat. They don't give a shit about Jasper. They care about making fun of you about DSP. And, that was fun. That was like the funniest plead he did was like, what about my cat? What about Cat, the other cat? It was just like this strange, just looking for stuff to give reasons not to make fun of it. It was just really sad at that point.
I think so contradictory to me that he would constantly, in that rant, he would bring up Cat and his pet cat, but they're not part of his content. So if they're not part of your content, well, his cat is his pet cat, but why should we care about them? So she's like the skeleton you can get out of the closet to say, hey guys, look at this person. She also needs help from me, but she's not part of my content. Okay, just think about her whenever I need money. Okay.
It's like, why the hell should we care? About someone we never get to see, and yeah.
In the beginning,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
What did you say? Go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, the importance he places on that cat is just ridiculous. Like, I mean, I'm a cat person, and even I find the stuff he comes out with completely ridiculous. There's just talking to it like it is a person and talking about it like it's a son. It's just.
This Jasper segment yesterday was just something else, man.
That's coming up.
It was so depressive. Anyways, about him talking about Cat and Jasper, he brought them up in kind of the beginning portion of the stream when he was setting up all the ways that he would be hurt and all the ways that the copyright strikes are going to hurt him, both as a part of his case against the trolls and as a part of pleading to his audience for support. So that's why he involved Cat and Jasper, because victim, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Like Baxter said, though, yeah, they're only around when we need to use them for pity or pity bucks, as it were. And yeah, chat is on fire here talking about the right thing, Phil, to do. I'd like to see you, chat. A lot of legends in chat. Nice to see you guys. Yeah, my family is my favorite. My family. But yeah, anyways, then that was kind of the end of that day. That was long, hour-long pleading to people. His chat is just in shambles. They're like, Phil, what are you doing this for? You tell us to ignore the trolls. Then you talk about trolls for an hour. What happened? No one knows what's going on because Phil makes it seem like the stream is going to be shut down any fucking minute, So people are literally worried. And obviously he got the money for it. He got $600 for that. So it was a successful grift, my friends. The next stream that day was Multiverse. And again, we get the recap of every single fucking thing again. Okay, guys, let me let you know. You could just have a chill stream, but you have to start like this. Then the chill has left the building. We're all in worry mode now. And that works too, because he gets another $250 or whatever he got. But this is my favorite. His memberships are going down. If you notice, guys, he's down under 400. I think like during this month, he had like a $600 goal, 600 member goal, or whatever. But he says no one is re-upping memberships because they're not sure what's going to happen.
Oh yeah, Mick had pointed out that that's just another self-gaslight, basically.
It's but I can't begin to fathom this. Now, he knows where those memberships came from, right? We know because we can see obviously in his chat when somebody drops a bomb. We can see this. He knows that they're gifted, then they expire, and then he projects some kind of deeper meaning to them as this being individual people. They're too scared. They wouldn't get their perks and all this thing. It was incredible. I love that.
And let's not forget as well, just while it's in my brain, 380 members is still a lot of members for the amount of people that actually chat.
Fuck yeah!
And watch.
That's
and watch viewers.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's all I've got to say for that. But yeah.
We said on Thursday he expects more members than viewers. How many streamers on the internet today have more members than viewers? I think it's one.
Unless, yeah, I don't know. There's, occasionally there may be kind of,
true. I'm sure there's some hot girl streamers that, the guys like buy 20 accounts just to make it happen. But yeah, that's true.
But on a regular basis, this is a completely unique situation. Sure.
And this stream had remember we started out, the early day was already $600, right? Incredible, right? Huge. Okay, $600 a day is good for 99.9% of any job in the fucking world, right? $600 in 2 hours of playing a fucking game. Comes back to Multiverse. At the halfway point, he has $2, and turns it on to the massive Bagman here. Turns on the worry, the fear. I'm not sure if I'm going to be here tomorrow. Ends up with $115. You know what? And you know what the scammiest thing he did was? People were on fire. Kind of the hype train was kind of building. And Phil brings up the fucking fishing stream. So you can hope to get them back on Sunday. Oh my God, that was bad. I was like, Jesus, Phil, don't do that. Hey, people give me money. I also would like money on Sunday. So if you come then, that'd be great. I'm going to be fishing. Here's some lures. I'm going to shake in front of your fucking face because you are 2 years old in my mind. Shiny.
What does he expect to happen there? Like, there's some, on the off chance that there's someone new watching going, oh, I like fishing. Oh, you're going to have lures as well, are you? I know what I'm doing on my Sunday night.
I think I got the answer for you, Sam. It's I think he expects even distribution of contributions through all days he's streaming. Like he wouldn't like $600 a stream and then 3 streams, no contributions at all. He'd rather want to have the same level of contributions of $200 every stream. So he knows, okay, people are still here to support me. They watch anything. And that's kind of confirms his streams and his characters as air quotes meaningful.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But you know what he wants? It sounds like he wants a weekly paycheck or monthly paycheck that, most of the working world gets, right? But he chose not to have that kind of job. So you can't have it both ways.
But he does get the benefit from it. He gets the YouTube check once a month, and then we get an extra check, and then we get one on top of that from Patreon.
Yeah, I was going to say what he gets is better than a lot of people. You know,
Yeah.
he's got that monthly almost, you know, it's pretty, well, I wouldn't say it's, you know, like he can't bank on what it's going to be, but he knows there's a big paycheck coming at the end of the month on top of everything else he gets.
And Phil is so, like, he doesn't even take advantage of the benefits that working the job he does have, like by his own choice, of course.
Yeah.
He just, you know, oh my God, I'm so busy every day, I can't do anything. Well, you can move stuff around, right? You can, like, all right, guys, stream's an hour late today because I got to go to the vet. All right. You know, that is something a normal human being on the internet does from time to time. But Phil cannot do that. That is too much going off the rails. Don't want to derail the schedule that we have to hear about 18,000 times in 18 different versions. Baxter, any comment there? I thought you might want to say something.
No.
Okay, cool. I do want to say another point of that. Phil, in between streams, says this. I'm not sure what day it was, but doesn't matter. He says, I was bouncing around during this break time and in between streams, and I didn't have a second to relax. I'm going to read you the activities that he said he was doing. Here we go. Ran downstairs to say bye to Kat. Ran upstairs to upload. Ran back downstairs to cook. Clean entire kitchen. Fix toilet. Workout. Showered. And here I am for the stream. And I also paid some bills. What a bouncing around 3 hours that must have been. Just what kind of Iron Man Phil must be to handle all those tasks in 1 3-hour session? I mean, just incredible.
3 hours, you say?
Yes.
Damn. This guy's insane. He has to be running marathons or something.
Ran downstairs, ran upstairs, ran downstairs. You could just walk, my friend. You can just walk.
I love how uploading is such a huge thing for him. It's like,
come on, you have to babysit the uploads. YouTube doesn't work right.
You have to make sure they're always in the wrong order.
Yeah. You can't fix that.
You know what it might, you don't want it, the daily wrap to maybe be at the end. You don't want that to happen. So yeah, just make sure it's not in order. Good point.
That was one of the things I loved about Steve's video, because he went into such detail about this stuff that really, you know, grinds my gears, sort of thing. You know, the uploads and the fact that they're always in the wrong order. And yeah, how is that taking you any substantial amount of time? Surely you're doing no editing. You're taking 4 files or whatever it is, dragging and dropping them into YouTube. You've got your you know, like we have, you know, you've got your templates set up with all your settings, you know, and with you might change the title of them, but that's about it. And you hit done, and it's done for you. And
you know what
in
he's
the
doing
wrong
then?
order.
I'll tell you what he's doing. He uploads them and has to babysit. So I'm sure he's championsing it up.
Oh yeah,
while they upload, you know, like it's perfect time for champions. That's the best time.
It's time.
He's doing what probably most of us here do. I don't know about you guys, but you know, I'm guilty a lot of doing a task that should take me 2 seconds and having my phone on me and staring at Twitter or whatever, and it takes 5 minutes instead of, you know, 1. But for him,
also
it's probably
come on the stream and say, like, guys, I had a really busy afternoon. Whew.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. But he's just that's what he's doing, and he's making it sound better than it is, you know, or more impressive than it is.
Yeah, as usual, it's quantity over quality with him. So when he lists all those activities, he goes for the mass of them instead of actually saying what he did. So he will compartmentalize every single thing that involves an activity in order to make it sound like a lot. I have to lift my arm. I have to bring a fork to my mouth. I have to close my mouth. I have to chew. Then I have to think about how it tastes. Then I have to put the fork down again. And that's basically DSP when he explains things.
I definitely knew favorite moment from the week is that one. That's a good put the food in my mouth. Think about the flavor. Wait for the time release flavors. Analyze time release flavors. Decide if it's sushi or not.
Showering as well. Sorry, how is showering something notable? Like,
no, that I died. Showering.
Sorry, but showering is something I don't even think about. You know, I don't count that as one of the things that I've done that day. It's just something I do every day, and then I get on with my day. It's just, jeez.
Yeah, classic Paul Tower. The washing of the dishes is a classic one too.
Oh yeah.
The boiling of the water.
He did admit it takes him an hour to unpack groceries. So
I remember that.
How?
What do you
and he washes
There's
them
also
as well.
this lore. I wish somebody could double check that of him cutting all his fruit and vegetables to store them in the fridge as
Oh,
he
shit.
buys them.
Yeah, I was
He
going to
buys
say,
them, he cuts everything, he puts it away.
I'm sure I remember watching one of your, restreams or just, where you were watching clips. And I'm sure I remember you commenting on that Meerkat where he like cuts it up and washes it before he puts it away. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's something that I've heard people talk about, but I haven't seen the clips myself.
Oh, okay.
It's some old stuff, probably like 2014 when he moved, because he was a big baller. He was living like super sophisticated. So of course you're gonna cut off all your vegetables and your fruit so they are less fresh. That's how life works.
Speaking of which, I did forget there was a VTuber that watched Phil cooking with the king. Do we know what I'm talking about here, guys? Did you see that?
Yeah, I
one?
remember.
I think that was this week. We didn't talk about it last week. So I think it would happen during this week. Just a little minor thing. It's kind of interesting. It was weird for me. I couldn't it was just awkward. It was weird. Someone watching Phil that doesn't really know about Phil. But Meerkat, sounds like you watched it. What do you think?
Oh, I didn't watch it. No.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Okay.
not,
Yeah.
I'm not a VTuber watcher, so maybe somebody else.
Me neither. It was really wild. It was the Panini episode where the Panini and the I forget what he made.
Yeah, the tuna mayo sandwich.
Yeah,
I only watched 2 clips of it, and that was it.
Yeah. It was interesting. I don't know how she got her hands on that. Like one of her fans must have told her to watch it, I guess. I mean, who knows? You don't find a 12-year-old video.
On YouTube, there's several people that cook bad that people watch. Like Cooking with Jack is one of them, who is like terrible when it comes to like putting mayonnaise and shit and other stuff. And DSP is one of the vintage bad cooks on YouTube. So I've seen him in quite a couple more streams that have quite a lot of views that are just about people cooking bad.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is essentially he pioneered something and then completely missed the opportunity to run with it. A bit like a bit like his entire career sort of thing with gameplay.
Yeah, he got the gimmick down on point. It was poorly cooking with the king.
Yeah, if he just kept it going, but then it got too intrusive. We were asking questions about his coffee maker and stuff. Remember?
Yeah.
That's what ended it. People were like, people wonder we got the coffee maker $300. I mean,
no, he got sick of playing a character. I think
oh yeah, that's it. You're right. We're wrong. We're new guard, so I guess we don't know what the old guard's talking about. We'll get to that later.
I think we're old guard, aren't we?
I think we are too.
We're old guard.
I think we are. Old guard's coming up the following day in our timeline here. Let's keep it moving. My fault for getting stopped here. Also, there's been a lot of camera movement from Phil. What used to be a setup buster, right? This will ruin my setup. It'll take me forever to get it back. The camera could not be moved. This week, apparently, he's got a tripod as part of his setup. I love how he says it like people should get excited. Like, all right, guys, I got a tripod as my part of my setup now, so I can kind of rotate my camera around. Pretty exciting. And so that's why we've seen so many cool new camera angles, like the one that showed us what was on his phone. We saw the closet, which looks already messed up for some reason again. The vest setup. I like what he said, easily selectable.
He's at the proper hanger this time. I mean, the one he put on his wall with, what was it? Something
It was like kind of like duct tape. Yeah, like a
wasn't
Velcro
it that
thing,
kind of like Velcro stuff that you put up?
Yeah.
You can, like when you're living in a rental property, you put pictures up with it so you don't damage the wall.
A little bit more lore to this.
Adhesive.
He posted it on Instagram, and the caption was, "A professional always keeps his tools neatly sorted." And I'm very much wheelchair for remembering the exact caption, but this was it. If you want to go and fact check me on this, go.
Awesome. Yeah, okay, decent point, bro. I'd pay to see Phil in a celebrity boxing match. Yeah, we'd like to see that, but that's never going to happen. He has a back problem, my friend. You can't do that.
And he's not a celebrity.
And that's a more important point.
That makes it better. That makes it much better.
I wanted Phil to get knocked out and then try to explain why he got knocked out. That'd be the fun part for me. I was trying to block, but these gloves, they put the wrong gloves
roll
on.
Back.
Yeah, roll back.
Fucking roll back, dude.
There'd be something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the second stream of the whale day, right? The biggest worry day. He got a whale out on that day as well. I just want to make sure that was known. He did get another $250. And he said at the end, one of the most scammiest things, again, I've said a lot of that today, but just another one. He said this: pray that I can be here tomorrow. Pray that I can be here tomorrow, all. This channel might not be live tomorrow. pray that I can be here tomorrow. Remember, he's saying this with the full knowledge that any hiccup will be taken care of rather shortly. Just remember that. It's just what an asshole.
Oh, also, he sent people to DM Rikita Law because he wanted help from him, apparently.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
In the
Right.
past, he called him a fake lawyer. So that was kind of funny. Because Rikita, I think, talked about DSP's bankruptcy and listened to the bankruptcy call on stream, which was very fucking funny.
Really, I need to catch up on this guy because like
Yeah.
the first thing I'd ever heard about him, well, the first time I'd ever heard about him was Phil. Phil mispronouncing his name. Well, didn't
Yeah.
he say like Rikita or something? Like he was.
Rikieta, I think he
Yeah,
was.
So I was under the impression that he'd never heard of him, but if you say that he, I don't know. It seemed as though like that was the first time he'd ever come across him before. But
Oh no. He also had he had Agent Proper and LSB to give him a crash course on DSP. That's a classic stream from a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, chat, you can go check these out. Rikita talked about DSP and he laughed at his bankruptcy. It was really fun.
nice.
Yeah, but all of a sudden Phil thinks, oh, I can use this fake source, and I caught a fake lawyer to get out of this. We know it's going to go to nothing, you know. Of course, that guy has to email him, you know. Email me. I can't email him.
Yeah.
Email me.
I think he asked his fans for them to reach out to him. Like,
Yeah, he said.
type
He
an
said,
email, you lazy bum.
yeah, he said, yeah. If you think it'll help, send him my way. It's just like,
Yeah.
What?
how much do you value your business? You know.
Because he's not interested in actually talking to the dude. I mean, that's what it is, you know. He's not actually interested in fixing this problem, which as we see, now we get to the next day, back to Saints Row again. And this is when he starts out with, all right, guys, there was no more copyright strikes. Surprisingly, no copyright strikes. Really, really good about that. But it's a middle of the road day, which we all have those, right? Middle of the road days. Chargebacks happen overnight, apparently. But he made sure we knew. I'm going to spell this out clearly. He said it was not from the people the day before, the whales that whale him out of the big worry. It was different ones. But just like you said earlier, Sam, he muddies the water talking about, oh, well, now the funds are going to be locked or some of the funds are going to be frozen. So it kind of negates yesterday. But remember, it's not the donation you got yesterday, but I don't know how it works on PayPal. Maybe someone can explain better than me, but he wanted to make sure you weren't sure how much it was for, right? It was hundreds, but I don't know how much it is, but it's going to take a big chunk out, right? It's going to take a big chunk out of what I got yesterday. Just a classic, you know, manipulation of what people understand, what people think. So to keep the good times rolling that he got from yesterday. I mean, no other way to say it, but what happens, Meerkat, if someone donates to you and says they want it back? I don't know if it's ever happened to you, but has it?
I actually don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know, but I guess PayPal freezes the funds, then they approve it, and then they give the funds back, I guess. But I really don't know what the process is.
But it's not like he said clearly himself, he got $600 and that was all cool from the day before. So he will have that money though, right? Like they don't take away extra.
Oh,
they don't lock extra, right?
What he said was the chargebacks that he got now were from months and months ago. So it's not from he made it clear it's not from the Begathon special drama stream. So
Yeah.
I don't know really. I don't know. And he's a business account. He has an actual business. He can provide evidence that it's false chargebacks and it's not like somebody give him money for something that he didn't complete or didn't deliver on. So I guess he has admitted in the past he wins all of them, never has problems with them unless he does. So I don't know what to think even.
It was just a classic. Wants to keep the good times rolling. I mean, that's what I thought. But go ahead, Sam.
Oh yeah, I agree with you.
He said something about oh damn, what was it now? He said something along the lines of like, it doesn't work like that. You know, you can't just change your mind, because he said that the person had said that they'd seen some sort of detractor content in the chargeback comment, you know, when they were doing it through PayPal. I'd seen some detractor content, and I don't like where this money's going or something. And he said it doesn't work like that. Which, by the way, sounds quite reasonable to me. Like, you know, if you don't feel like your money's going to the right place, I don't know, it's probably a grey area. But I was just I was just thinking, Yeah, it doesn't work like that because you probably don't have that money anymore. Like that money's long gone.
Oh, fuck yeah. That's why it's
They
a
would
problem,
just-
right?
They would just put him in the minus then. If they took away the money from PayPal, he's in the minus.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I guess that's it. But you're right about it. I agree with him. Like the dude should have thought about who he's giving money to before he makes a donation, which is it's literally a fucking donation, man. You shouldn't be taking it back.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, if you donate, so you donate at that point, you were happy about this transaction and you gave it to him.
Yeah,
It's not
true.
like you bought a TV and it stops working, right? It's not like that. But yeah, so that was the most kind of puzzling one for me. Is like, well, I the money yesterday is great. I got all that, but also I'm also worried still that the money that is going to get charged back I'm going to lose that. So clearly, what kind of person could be worried about that, right? Someone that spends every single dollar they got, right? And that's what Phil does. He upgraded his team in WB Champions, I believe, the night of that big day. The person that tracks that mentioned that. And just for anyone who doesn't know, this new thing of like 5 stars used to be the best on WB Champions, but now it's 6 stars. So big cash grab for Scopeway, the company that makes that. And Phil is clearly feeling the push there and trying to make it happen, which is another reason why it's a good time for this drama to happen, I think. Here we got to next topic we're going to get into is the topic of emails from definitely 100% legitimate people from Kiwi Farms. These were all amazing emails. I didn't even write down all these things. It's such nonsense. But the Kiwi farmer said something along the lines of, people are wishing for your death on there, and they're the new guard, right? The new guard of Kiwi farmer is trying to literally want you dead. They want to kill you. They want you not to be alive anymore. But the old guard was the people spoke of earlier in the week that follow the rules, play by the rules. And this was, I don't know. I don't know about these emails. I mean, I'm sure he got emails, but it's just so easy to write a troll. I wish the troll that wrote this, which I'm guessing it was, just put a joke in there or something next time, just don't make it more obvious that it's a joke and then we'll give you more credit. Cause now it's like so middle of the road. I don't know where to go with it. You know what I mean? Does anyone think that's a real email? I don't.
I was going to say, it's
I do.
difficult to say.
Oh, wait. Meerkat says yes.
Oh yeah, I definitely do. I mean, I don't think it's that crazy of an idea. Somebody from Kiwi Farms sent him an email because people were fighting about stuff on Kiwi Farms over those strikes, and I think it's pretty reasonable that someone could have sent him an email and explained basically what's happening on Kiwi Farms. I just failed to realize what the old guard and new guard is. I guess it's kind of a simplification of what's happening, but like I mentioned earlier, everybody's pretty much an individual in this. There's no real organization. And as you can see, we disagree on this right now, whether it's real or fake.
Yeah.
So as you can see, it's not that easy to simplify. And
No.
I guess I also don't even know which guard I am because I kind of don't really care if he gets taken down. I'm not going to cry about it, but I'm not definitely going to have his back over it because I don't like the guy.
Yeah, I think that's clearly that's our stance is we don't touch it. We don't touch the animals at the zoo, but we enjoy laughing when they do stupid stuff. But yeah, some people take it way too far. We're not interested in taking anyone down. But I yes, Meerkat, I'm going to push you on that. What kind of troll would send Phil a 100% informational email, right? Like just to share information, right? You think that someone would do that?
Yeah,
like,
I don't
see it.
I guess somebody who knows that he's stupid enough to not do any research and wants to basically clarify what is actually happening to him, as in what is happening to DSP with those strikes and what they resulted from, I guess. I guess that was his point. But again, I don't know. It's just some guy, anonymous guy, who was making references to some people that DSP said, I don't know anything about him. I haven't heard anything about him. This was referencing some restreamer that wants death on Phil.
Yeah.
So there was people name dropped in that email that we didn't even hear about. So again, of course, it's kind of hard to take everything that was said in that email as like legit because we don't have any proof, but it wasn't that far off from the truth of what's happening. It was just kind of very generalized, I guess. Because of course, like everybody is an individual, so the only way you can get a story across is to kind of generalize a bunch of stuff, because otherwise you're just going to retell what individual people have been arguing about for like 2 days.
Yeah, I was just coming at it from literally just hearing Phil read it out earlier, and I was like, my only thought on it was that a lot of the language sounded like Phil. you know, which I'm sure has probably been looked at and analysed by someone, but because it's happened before. But yeah,
Baxter, what about? Let's get Baxter's thought. I'm sorry, Sam. Go ahead, finish up.
so just that there was a couple of words in there where I was like, you say that a lot, you know. But
That's a dangerous type of situation or something.
Yeah.
What do you think? Did you see anything on that email? Did you hear what Phil read?
Yeah,
that?
a quick question for you, ALT. Remind me, when was that email being sent?
Sent, I'm not sure. It was read on the 25th, so that puts us 3 days ago, the day before the day off. Yeah.
So that was before Kiwi Farms was taken down, I assume.
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he would have the proclivity. He would have the possibility to check it. I'm kind of middle of the road. I would not be shocked if it's real. At the same time, to some degree, I think it's not, because this has happened in the past so many times before and nothing's come of it. But I'm as confused as Meerkat. What's old guard? What's new guard? I have never heard of this rift before. No.
But this is real though, right? Like Meerkat, this is something that legitimately is going on in the farms. Well, was before it went down, right? That there is this kind of rift now in the DSP space, right?
Well, I think the catalyst for that was people posting. Excuse me, I need to clear my throat.
Go ahead.
All right. So people were posting their reports of DSP. They were reporting his videos for stuff, and were posting screenshots, which is against the rules of Kiwi Farms. Then people started arguing about that, and then I guess the new guard and the old guard formed, which is the people that want DSP gone, and their idea is that DSP should be gone, and other people that don't want to abuse the platform to make him gone. In very like vague ideas, because this again, a lot of individual posts, a lot of hateful slurs being thrown around the place. So I'm trying to just summarize what generally happened. Yeah. But when Kiwi Farms comes up, you can go and check out what happened, make up your own mind, like individually.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's definitely there is some smoke to the fire of old guard versus new guard. I mean, the wording is funny, but there is some kind of that is a true thing that was happening in the Kiwi Farms before. There was kind of two camps, a lot of individual people as well, but they're kind of, you could categorize it as two camps, Meerkat. Is that fair to say? Or more camps than that?
Maybe 2, 3. I don't know. Because it's like some people want DSP to be gone, but don't want him to be taken down through like a false copyright strike.
Yes.
Other people don't want him gone at all because they want to laugh at him. And there's like a long list of people for all various reasons who have all various different end games. And some of them are really angry at DSP. Some of them just watch him to have fun. And it's like really different perspectives. And they all clash at a place where you're given absolute anonymity and you can say whatever you want.
Yep.
And of course, it's going to be a shitstorm. But to this point as well, I didn't see much of this on YouTube or Twitter for that matter. I think everybody kind of, maybe the general consensus is that people didn't care because the big drama stream happened and we all laughed about it. And then it was like kind of whatever. If they take him down, he's going to go back to Twitch. If they don't take him down, he's going to be on YouTube, and it's just life goes on.
Yep.
I think just to clarify it from DSP's point of view, it's as black and white as new guard equals wings, trolls, old guard, everyone else. I think that's his thinking.
Good point. Yep, good point. Yeah. I want to talk about your tweet, Meerkat, when it's like you're talking about, you know, someone that liked that you're talking. What's your exact tweet? Let me figure it up so I stop saying stupid.
I don't know what tweet are we talking about.
Yeah, the old guard. Yeah. Because Phil was talking about old guard and new guard, and like old guard is cool. Phil even said like old guard is where like the people that play by the rules. And you found someone that was standing behind Phil, and it was Steel Toe Morning Show, which I just I knew it was.
That was the only thing I found out, and it's like the dude from the show knows about DSP from like 2 months ago, basically. Doesn't know much about him. He did have Keemstar on the show. He offered to pay DSP's bills if DSP and Keemstar talked on the Steel Toe Morning Show. Also, he had Rich on the show. So yeah, he's a DSP fan, but his video is called "We Are Against Striking DSP's Channel. We Want Him Around." And I'm not going to talk on the video itself because I didn't watch the whole thing. But the point is basically DSP's point. Keep me so you can laugh at me. Basically, that's just the general idea.
Yeah, I better change topics. I don't want to talk anything negative about another content creator that's putting up stuff for Phil, but I think it's very funny that they were the people that says it takes some lack of understanding of the situation and the history to think that point that there's any danger here at all, right? I think,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like there's no danger here, and we all know that. Everyone in chat here knows that.
I think they bought into the point when DSP was like, if this channel gets taken down tomorrow, no more content. And this was like a big point he made. It was like a wrestling promo. He wanted to make a big point across, but it was completely nonsense, and everybody knows. And it's like, we know that nothing's gonna happen to him. And of course, the people with less experience on this kind of get the pignosis effect. And not to talk badly of them, they do their show and stuff, and they can talk about DSP just as much as everybody else. But they took a very strong stance and didn't get a lot of information beforehand.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing that gets me. It's like that's not right. There's no danger here at all. And instantly we all knew that. Instantly. It's like, all right, where's, there's not even question. But anyways, let's move on. Day off for Phil. Day after day offs are always fun. We get the great stories of what happened that day before. And those are some of the best moments. What's your tackle first? I don't know what to tackle first here because there was a few things worth mentioning, but
it was
go ahead,
it was
Sam,
so
you go.
informative. I spent a big part of my day learning about Costco today.
Oh God. And
thanks, Phil. I needed to know how Costco works. I'm sure everyone else, needed that information.
And
go ahead.
He was super proud of downscaling his life by 5%. Because he spent 5% less on groceries. And I'm making up this number. It's not a big number, definitely, by going to Costco. But he flexed so hard. Guys, I'm like the poor people. I went to the wholesale place. It was incredible.
And Costco is not for poor people, by the way. It is not for poor people. Everything's expensive there. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I know that much.
Yeah.
There was this, I don't know if you guys picked up on it when he was counting the commodities. And he talked about paper cups for that one specific thing we did. That's what he said. That was his quote. I'm not sure if it was exact, but anyways, he was like, okay, paper plates, paper napkins, paper towels, paper cups for that one thing we do, then cat food for Jasper. And then it was like, why the fuck would you say this? Now everybody's thinking, hey, Phil, what's that one thing you do with paper cups? It's very weird.
Eat all of my meals on.
It's a utensil type thing that he has to use.
That did stick out to me, but I didn't pay much thought to it. But I suppose why are you listing paper plates, paper napkins, paper cups as part of standard?
Yeah, that's not actually a good way to save money, right? It's not. You could just buy a real plate for $1 and then wash it, right? I mean,
they have a dishwasher.
Yeah. Too much work, I guess.
And then Phil was just trying to be, I'm one of you. I'm going to Costco. I'm a real peasant now. It's like a king trying to tell you how much eggs cost or whatever. You ask Zuckerberg how much an egg costs, and he'll be like, I don't know, $20. They had no idea of real people's struggles, because let's get real, he makes way more than that, or he thinks he's something else, and he really is. But I want to say this point here, and I don't get angry about Phil that much, but this one I want to ask to the Phil fans out there and to chat. You can see if you agree with me or not, but Phil has been begging for days now, right? This is about 5 days in a row now of ultra beg, ultra worry. I guess I shouldn't say it's ultra beg, but it's ultra. I am worried about this. I want you to be worried about this. This is what Phil has been doing. That is not I don't think I'm using any of my. I don't think I'm assuming anything here. Just very clear. That's what he's doing. He's telling you, don't worry, guys. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but we're going to find out together. That's what he's been saying. And Phil, the next day, happily, joyfully shares stories to all of his fans that gave him that money about Costco, about a sit-down restaurant. So what's more disrespectful, Phil fans? Restreaming or doing a show like us, adding some jokes, telling you what Phil did, or drumming up the fear for the fan base to get money, and then you get it, and then you just spread it right in their fucking face about how you use it. How to use that fear money, right? That got me really going. That got me the most kind of, if you're a Phil fan, wake up, because he wants you to wake up. It sounds like this is how I spent your money that I scared you to give me. and he was so happy about how he spent that money. And that hit me for a while about, damn, how can someone do this? How is there someone on this earth like this? I guess that's why we're here. Anyone have anything to talk about that? That was my biggest observation from yesterday. It was really, really scammy.
Anybody? Shall I go?
Well, hey, I'm gonna jump in here and say, LT, you reminded me of one situation where I think Phil was playing Animal Crossing, and he got a donation from someone who didn't like him, and effectively the next day was his day off, and he was saying, "I'm going to spend your money like this. Here's $5. Here's $10. Here's $20. That was paid by an idiot like you." And this is effectively, I think, how he treats his fans' money. Like once he gets the money, he's like, okay, I'm free to do with it whatever I want. It doesn't matter how I got that money. It only matters how I'm going to spend it. Obviously not going to keep it in any way or do anything with it.
Oh, hell
but
no.
It's just how can you say it's well, obviously disrespectful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really pick up on that, ALT, about the disrespect angle of it. But now you mention it, this guy, as you say, did all of the begging he did, got, all of the petty dollars that he did, and then spent at least, I mean, he's not sure, but he did say the $200 figure came up on top of a membership as well, which he said was $60. So $260 on stuff that, for someone that's living supposedly as on the breadline as he is, if you've got 260 quid or dollars to blow on that kind of stuff, you're not that poor, are you?
You know how many people would like to have $260 a day to blast on Costco, and
exactly,
also a gourmet burger.
Yeah, the way he talks about it, you have pictures in your mind of like 10-cent packets of ramen or whatever, and whatever. But you know what I mean.
We haven't heard from you enough. Come on, Meerkat, give us something.
I don't know, man. He's like, I think it all stems from his trying to mimic a mature adult, like we've talked about with various different guests. Like he tries to mimic it and pretend like he's this busy guy, tries to check off all the boxes that a mature person does, that an adult does with a family. However, if he told this story to somebody who is actually that kind of a person, an actual mature adult working 6 days a week, 1 day off, 1 monthly paycheck and all that stuff, that person wouldn't buy any of this shit because it's obviously transparent. So the only people that can buy it is DSP's chat, and we know who they are already. So I guess that's just it. He convinced himself he's mature. He convinced himself he doesn't have any time. That's why he can only go to the store on his day off. So it's a major expedition. It's not just going to the store. It's a big story. It's a big odyssey every fucking week. And that's it. He's in his own way this entire time. And if he kind of shook things around, maybe things could be better, but he won't. And that's why we keep watching him, because we know he won't.
Yep. And there was two, I mean, so meaningless, I want to skip over it. But there was two things he has added to the streaming excitement, 2 items. Some claims were gifted. Some people wonder if that was the case or not. But he was definitely gifted a Wolverine figure. Not the Wolverine figure that would be interesting to see, just a random Wolverine figure. And this is, again, an example of Phil owning the memes. You can hear my excitement of owning the meme. This is this. When I think owning the meme, I think of that Wolverine figure man spread on top of the back of Phil's backdrop. That is owning the meme to the biggest degree I've ever seen. Any comments on owning the memes? Or Wolverine
there was a bigger
toys?
degree when he tried to make an emote out of jerking off. He tried to do that. That was actually him owning the meme. And just real quick about this, I do think they're gifted because he is known for being the person that people gift stuff constantly to. So it's pretty apparent to me that could be a realistic scenario. And also the Wolverine story that he told yesterday skipped over the actual aspect that makes the story a meme, and it was the quote, "I told you to buy the figure.
I know.
Why did you not buy it?" And he didn't mention any of this about any of his entitlement. And the original story that people meme on, and the meme came from, had that segment of him being an entitled baby, and that's what people use.
But of course, you can't show that part. That's the part that makes him look bad. Like, people have to forget about that.
Okay.
I forgot about it when Christmas came around.
And then he was like, "I don't understand why people made this a meme." Yeah, because you didn't say the part that made it a meme.
Yeah. Sense of entitlement was clearly missing. It's very funny that he's trying to hide that, but that was basically the part that's so full of arrogance and entitlement. Just basically, like, you expect the toy. Also, I wanted to point out that toy, he didn't want it to play with it. He wanted it for the value. At the young age of what, 12 or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know the age there, but you're right. I mean, I wasn't thinking about value of trading cards back then. I just wanted the card. I don't give a shit about how much it costs. That's a good point. Maybe Phil was already worried about business side of things.
Yeah, when was it actually? Because I think Aquatil said it was almost 30 years to the day or something like that on her video title.
Chat knows. I'm sure chat knows.
10.
Legends.
So I'm guessing it was around 10, like early 90s sort of time. That's I think I would have been aware of X-Men around that time. I guess I wasn't that interested in them, but anyway, sorry, carry on.
I just don't think I'm at 12 years old. Are you like, I want to keep this for the value? I always want to. Okay,
Well,
I have
yeah.
a toy. I want to play with it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna run that thing through its paces and have
You see,
battles. You know what I mean?
Plot twist: he was actually 25.
That'd be the best.
That's what makes it a meme, you guys.
That's the meme. Also,
Did he
let's, go ahead, Baxter.
Did he also forget to tell his audience that he was saying that his parents were stupid for not buying him?
Oh, yeah, they weren't stupid this time. That part.
Oh,
they
okay.
were not
Of
stupid.
course.
They're not
They were
stupid
just
anymore.
not the best parents.
Yeah, they're not the best parents. They do help him with every single aspect of life, and he makes him sleep at a hotel anyway. But still, they weren't the best parents, my friend. Let's talk about the vest. The new vest. Extremely hype. Sam is overjoyed with this new vest. He is so pumped. Sam, can you talk about the vest? What is it?
I mean, just the fact that he has a new vest to be excited about says it all, really. But no, just to be super nitpicky, I was like, because I'd only seen that a little while ago today, and I was like, oh god, it's not even like a proper like replica. It's like an orange vest, and it's got like the logo on, which he called Mr. Fusion, by the way, and it's not. It's the flux capacitor, and then it's got the logo on the back as or the license plate. So it's like a crappy thing that it is what it is. It came from like a loot crate thing, didn't it?
Yeah,
Nerd
loot
box.
crate nonsense. Yeah, loot crate castaways that they didn't sell. So here, we'll sell it for you for whatever how much it costs. But yeah.
Oh, and the singing when he was introducing it as well. I was because I was listening to it in the background. I was like, I can't even watch this. I know what's coming, and I can't watch. I heard him. I refused to go and look at my phone because I heard him go, see if you can get it from this hint. And he was like, do. And I know I might be wrong about this, but I had visions in my head of him watching the chat for someone to say, Back to the Future, like,
yeah.
People are flipping out in chat.
Yeah.
That showing of the vest yesterday was basically the embodiment of his mentality of being stuck in the past for me in two ways. Okay. The first way is that he still thinks that vests or a new addition to his vest rack is some kind of a good thing. He still hopes he can get this vest streak back for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And or the other way, because he always wanted this vest. And kind of lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, it isn't even the original down-filled vest. It doesn't even look like the original. It has similar color, but it's not the same one. So,
sorry, man. I was just gonna say, I'd be mildly impressed if it was like a screen accurate replica or something. I'd be like, okay, cool. You're a movie fan.
But you buy the theme park. This is when you buy the theme park that's made for tourists that has the logo on it, so you know what it's for. Because some people, if they just see orange vest, will be like, I don't know what that's for. You got to make sure the idiots know this is Back to the Future, you dumb fuck. Then people will buy it. That's what he has.
Right. Yeah, and also just to like continue from what Baxter was saying, it like goes to show his kind of limited thinking, his limited creative mind, where he's like vest. I know who wears a vest. You know, Back to the Future. I know. You know, people know what that is. You know, it's just like.
Meanwhile,
but what
is chat? What % of people
Yeah.
have seen that movie? I don't
But
bet it's
like,
low.
yeah.
I bet it's low. I'll tell you
Yeah,
that.
like what's that got to do with him and what he talks about on a regular basis? And plus, he's said now that he doesn't even watch films anymore. Like he used to be a movie buff, but he doesn't
Yeah.
bother with that anymore. Like,
So
so
he
what
hasn't-
relevance has it got?
Yeah, the MacGyver vest. Off of that, what Sam just said, the MacGyver vest. He used it because he has no footing in reality or current modern pop culture. So he uses old pop culture icons and try to catch people with it effectively.
Yeah,
But he's
exactly.
just the wrong audience for that. I mean, his audience are okay. That's a good question. What do you think is the average? Chat, you can answer too. What's the average age of a film viewer? I would guess 17.
Do you
Is that
reckon?
crazy? What do you think? Let's go around the room here. Sam, you're next. What do you think? That's an interesting.
I've got to assume it's like I'm going to say mid-20s.
Okay.
That seems like just standard YouTube audience, but I get your thinking where maybe he's appealing to a younger audience.
I'm sure he has a lot of 12s, and then if you're 26s, 27s. What do you think, Mirka? I'm interested.
I don't know how old they are, but they're all equally developed. That's what I'm gonna say.
I didn't ask for mental age, but yeah, that's fair.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know. Whatever
It's
they
tough,
are,
right?
we
Whatever
see
they
what
are,
they do,
yeah.
so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what the age they are.
Yeah, good
we
point.
can see their chat posts and all the embarrassing shit that they say, and the oversharing that they do for some reason about their personal lives, just like DSP does. So the age kind of doesn't matter. They reveal who they are.
Yeah, yeah. Heather, good point. His analytics say his average age is mid-30s, but that's not true. He's not going to give you his actual analytics. He's not showing shit. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Sam.
exactly. I just saw someone say that they love Back to the Future, and I was just thinking, like, yeah, I love Back to the Future. It's one of my favorite films. Like, it's one of the best films ever made. But
Yeah.
like, it's not gonna make me want to like put an item of clothing on or whatever. I could. But the differences between me or any of us and Phil is we have a community now where I could see us talking about that on our Discord where, Back to the Future could become relevant for some reason, or anything could become relevant, that it could become a little meme in our little community. And then maybe it becomes an emote or whatever. But you know what? It's just it's a big thing to me where it's like, like why does it have to be a vest? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, there's no building of like a meme organically in Phil's world, right? It's just like all of a sudden, here's Back to the Future. Okay, what does that have to do with us? Like I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
There's no
exactly.
community feeling of like we made this thing, and we can share this kind of emote together, right? And that's I get what you're saying. Yeah,
it's another example of a kind of missing the point. Like the vest streak started kind of organically. I hate that word, but it started because Phil says it a lot as well. But it started just on off chance where someone asked him about it, he ran and found it, put it on, and it became a thing, which he then took too far, and we know the rest. But yeah, it's kind of like that again, isn't it? It's like he's just kind of missing that key element where it's like, something happened and he's taking something and running with it.
Yep, I agree. And that's the last thing on the docket. Big news. It's not even worth mentioning. Jasper's overweight. We got to hear about that whole story. And yeah, let's just pretend it didn't happen. Let's go to questions. Meerkat, could you throw some questions at our guest and us to help us finish this thing out strong?
Let's get the regular questions in first, because maybe we should do this in the beginning where the guests introduce themselves and they give us a few words, but we're going to workshop that idea, okay? So, Baxter, I guess we're going to hit you with the regular questions. How did you find about DSP and what made you do stuff about him?
How did I find out about DSP? Let me go back a bit. I think in 2015, or was it even earlier, I got recommended Evil AJ's video. This is how you don't play Metal Gear Solid 3. At this point, I didn't know Darkside Phil. I watched the video and I was like, how can a person play this game so badly? And at that point, I knew of Darkside Phil. I didn't actively follow him. I had him in the back of my mind, didn't think about him. And when I came fresh off of drama from back then in 2018, I think, or 2017, it was 2017, when there was that whole lawsuit between Jim Sterling and Digital Homicide was happening.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to find some new material to follow. And then in May 2017, I actively started to follow DSP. He was playing Injustice 2 at the time, I think.
Wow.
Interesting. So it sounds like you follow, but that sounds to me like you weren't like detractor yet. You were just watching to enjoy.
When do you mean?
I guess when you said you kind of watched him, were you kind of watching unironically, like, okay, I'll watch this playthrough?
I watched him live on Twitch in 2017 for a day. Then I looked through YouTube for opinions of him, and I immediately found the channel that's now deleted, run by a detractor named Burn, called Dipshit Phil R2, and I joined their Discord, and my detractor journey went on from there.
Ah, okay. That was a quick journey then. You got to jumped in quick. That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's interesting that it always seems to come from Evil AJ. There's a massive percent of people we've asked that question that all say Evil AJ is a part of it.
Oh yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah. Now I guess the next thing is you do have some background in psychology. That's at least what I got from your video, since it was so elaborate and well put together. Now, can you give us a look into it, what that contains, and how that was involved in you making that video about DSP?
Well, I have a bachelor's in psychology, currently working on my master's. How did that partake in making the video? I think I always had a knack for finding out what drives certain people, especially people who are continuously having trouble. And DSP was just like an interesting case study, because I think before the big pandemic hit, I lost my former job, and I started then actively working on the video, and it kept me sane to a degree. I have a new job, don't worry. But that video was always something I wanted to make, because in case you didn't know, I go around by a different acronym on the internet as well. Some people know, some don't. I uploaded This Is How You Don't Play on Dipshit Phil back in the day, in 2018, I think. This Is How You Don't Play Danganronpa 2. Yeah, that was me actively. And that was my first thing I did about DSP. Cool. And I guess I went from making fun of DSP to talking about him, because I had this idea in my head how I always looked up different emotions I felt when I watched DSP. What I think that thing was, trying to put my finger on it, I entered entitlement, arrogance, hubris, and it always came up with narcissism. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess it's narcissism. And I started working on it, and made a list, watched tons of videos, researched a lot of articles, and here we are.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's
awesome. Yeah.
I mean, that's what it's before you get to the next question. I want to say, like, that it's as well put together as it could be to explain everything. And you found some awesome clips. That's what I really want to give you credit for, because making that must have been really hard to find, like, the perfect clips for each thing, right? I mean, that must have been a lot of work to find the right clips to match up with the parts of narcissism that you talked about.
Yeah. You might even call me somewhat autistic for that, because I started making a list for these clips in, I think, 2018. I just generally watched DSP's pre-streams in the background, and whenever I thought he said something narcissistic, I jolted it down. I got the link, I got the date, I got the timestamp. Now, back then, 2018, Pick Go wasn't a thing yet. I think that started out in 2019, and that helped a ton.
Yeah.
But that list was like, it had a lot of points, like 50 or so, and I couldn't even use 50% of them. But that list continued throughout 2020, 2021. So I had the clips before I tried making the video. That was often a question that people asked. Yeah.
Damn.
That's awesome, and I really appreciate the video for it, because it is convincing in the right ways, in like the scientific ways that you prove a point and you get a message across. It's in the construction and all the evidence that is presented. It's a fantastic video, so big props to that.
Well,
now,
thank you.
I think we could move on to the questions from the public. First, I guess we could start with the regular. that of course always comes up is, what did you guys have for dinner?
Last night, lasagna, bros. Pretty hype.
Hell yeah. I haven't had anything yet, so it's yet to be a reveal. Follow me on Twitter for a reveal.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Anybody else?
Just like frozen pizza. I did have a takeaway last night though, so.
Oh my God.
I'm pushing the boat out. Sorry.
What a
That's
monster. All right,
Okay,
Baxter, you have the answer too. Don't get out of this.
I guess I'm going to be the odd one out. I'm going to have dinner, and I think I'm going to try to make my first parsley pesto with roasted walnuts.
Oh,
nice.
Nice. That sounds robust.
Yeah.
Extremely.
Sweet. All right. I guess that's the food related question. Now we go into a different question. Now, if it was all a misunderstanding and Phil was actually a character the whole time, why did it take him until 2022 to point out that misunderstanding?
Baxter? Good question.
Yeah, well, I don't think. Let me think about that for a bit. I think he never tried to keep it a secret or try to point it out. I think he always was that person.
Yeah, I mean, that's what a logical person might say.
I don't know, man. He was watching Howard Stern when he said those Nazi stuff.
Well, that's
and
right.
then he wanted to do the other stuff, I guess, and watch somebody else. I don't know, man. I don't think it's a character either. So,
no, at most he's taken influence from people like that.
Yeah, but it's not like influence. Like, I think that's funny. I'm saying that too. that's the influence. You know what I mean?
Well,
It's
yeah,
not like-
exactly.
yeah. So, and also remember, he says his fans knew it was a character and they liked him for that. So keep that in mind. Very big distinction there.
Yeah,
they knew that. Yeah.
Yeah, they were the few that got the joke, apparently.
Yeah, those geniuses out there.
So he's assuming fact, not an evidence, because he's gauging an opinion that he can't gauge.
Oh
Kate.
God, you know he does that. He'll tell you the reasons you love him.
Yeah.
You have 10 of them.
Right.
My fans love me for this. They also love me for this. And let me tell you this, they love me for this. Guys, you love me. Although I clipped it. It's in the Discord right now from your video, Baxter. So awesome. The dude says, he says, you guys, you're better than this. You love me because you're here to chat with me. Okay.
Right.
I guess. All right, go ahead, Meerkat. We're running late here.
all right. Yeah, let's get the questions ready. Now, the next one is, what is your favorite DSP-ism involving the word style? Mine is no perspective style react when referring to his Rob Gavigan react. So what's your favorite DSP style?
Okay, I'm going to steal Sam's, I think. I'm going to say it for anyone else does. Gorilla type animals. Was that it? Was that the exact one he said? In Africa,
No.
there's many. What is it?
Yeah,
Okay, Sam, you got it.
I've got it written down. But I've got another one as well. So yeah,
Okay.
you can
So
have this one. But
in Africa,
the exact
they were gorilla style. I forget.
yeah. I knew this was going to come up, so I got another one ready.
Go
yeah,
ahead.
the actual quote is when he was asked if he knew that there are monkeys in Africa, he said, "Yes, there are wild ape-style creatures."
Oh,
Jesus.
that's the best. Ape
But
style.
But the other one I wrote down was the FF7 one where he said "end of disc 1" style content.
Wow, that one was awesome.
Yeah.
One is great. Baxter, you got one?
Yeah, I got one.
Yes.
For me, the perfect oxymoron is offline style YouTuber.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good
Something
one.
he said.
The
Oh,
old
that one is
classic
genius.
offline style YouTuber. You love him.
Yeah. My favorite one, and I put this in a song, is Italian style, Asian fusion style restaurant.
Oh my God.
This was a tongue twister. It was brilliant. I honestly can't fathom how this man came up with it. Italian style, Asian fusion style restaurant.
Ooh,
I don't even know
double
what this
style.
means.
The rare
Like,
double
Italian
style.
plus Asian food in a restaurant? I have no idea. There was also a sit-down style restaurant.
Oh yeah. That's
So,
a
yeah.
classic.
So I guess that's this question. And ALT's question for the guests are lol cows born or raised? I know it's a mix, but which more is the case when it comes to Phil?
Yeah, that's for Baxter.
Yeah. That's a good question because to some degree, I answered that question in the video, but I'm going to answer it here. I think lolcows are made. The thing, most of the time, they come onto the internet and they do not know how to behave. And their kind of behavior edges on people. Some support them, many dislike them for it. And in that reaction out of petulance, they start growing some kind of relationship with the audience that's maladaptive. It just doesn't work. And they learn from this, but they learn the wrong things. They start forming cognitions that are just not beneficial to growing a positive audience or growing content with your content. So I think they're more made than raised.
Interesting. But any other questions, Meerkat, or can we close up shop for the week? What a robust show.
Oh, yeah, I think there's no more questions. I guess now we can give shout outs to the members.
Yes.
That became members, if you can see them, because I don't really have a place to see them.
Can someone else do that? Sam is on the ball, it looks like.
Yeah, just give me 2 seconds.
The membership style members.
Yep, we've got some robust membership style, shout out style content.
Delayed style contributions.
Yeah. Yep. We'll see their contributions in a month or so. Anyway.
Someday.
Yeah, so do you want me to read everyone out or just the
Yeah, come
ones?
on, give us the full shout outs. Come on.
Because I think the thing at the start of the stream was missing at least one person. But yeah, anyway, shout out to Snood, Prophet, Worstbrot, Rebus, Indrid Cold, Dabby, Mind of the North Star, Killjucker, Richard Williams, BPA, and I think that's where it starts today. Logan K, Barrett, Michael, Krinikowski, Soam Jagas, Restless 8, and Captain Obvious. You're all legends.
Definitely.
To some degree. Some of you are immortal legends.
In our eyes, you're all legends. And you're all equal, even though some of you give us less money and some of you give us more. But you're all equal, you guys. Come on. We love you the same.
I know we got some super chats too. You guys are legends just too. I can't remember that, but truly legends, everybody. But another legend joined us today. It's unfortunate for Steve he couldn't be there. I hope everything's okay with you, Steve.
Yeah.
Wherever you
When
are.
we clickbaited him in the title, so it's okay.
Oh yeah.
Sorry everyone.
We got what we needed anyway. So, but Steve, don't worry. Steve's going to be back on the show in the near future. Don't worry about that. But Baxter, awesome stuff today. You shared a lot of knowledge, and I'll definitely get your YouTube channel out there because please join Baxter. You're not a consistent YouTube maker, but that video alone is worth the follow and worth watching if you haven't seen it. But Baxter, what are your plans for the future? Anything we can look forward to in the director space? What are you thinking about?
Yeah, I'm kind of lacking in procrastinating these days. But I still have 2 projects for the future. I just don't know when they come out. The first one is obviously me, not side-eyeing, but putting a side-by-side comparison between the John and Rambo react. That's one thing.
Ooh, okay.
Compared to some narcissistic traits. And the other one that was requested actually by another viewer of mine was talking a bit about DSP fans. I have some plans to do that in the future. But it will happen after the Rambo and Howard react.
Sounds good. Sounds good to me. So get there, follow him. Meerkat, anything we look forward to from you this week? Have you planned out your streams for this week? Let us know. Where can we find you?
I clocked out for this week, man. I was streaming yesterday. I don't know when next, but we'll see. Big ups everybody who showed up, contributions, all that stuff. Shout out to Steve. I hope everything is okay, and we're gonna see him again next time or sometime. Thanks you guys for having a discussion that is productive and chill and interactive. And that's it.
All right. Sammy, final words are yours because you control the button here. So you got to
close
this out.
Yeah.
You close this out, my friend.
I always forget about that. But yes, thanks everyone for chilling with us. And I don't want to say I've got anything planned, but I've kind of got something planned, sort of, maybe. But yeah, I don't know. ALT, you got anything quick to add before I stop the stream?
Next week's stream is going to be extremely hype. That's all I can say. It is going to be very, very good.
Oh yeah,
that's all I can say. We set a high bar with this week's show, to be fair, but next week's show is going to be a little bit different, a little bit eye-opening, a little bit shocking. That's all I can say. We'll find out. I'll tell you who the guests are on this week's call-in show, which is going to be Thursday this week. That's it for me.
Right. Thanks everyone. See you all soon.
Smash the like.
Bye for now. Yes, smash that like button. See you later.
Bye.
Now, what does the sugar do in the sauce?
Adds sweetness, adds a contrast. If you don't, it's all going to be tartness, and you won't have any
It's going
kind
to be
of sweetness
acidity
to
from
the sauce.
tomatoes.
Right, you'll have
And then
tart
spice.
and its acid and nothing else. All right. So now we got to stir all that in, and then we add our final ingredients, and then the meat.
This one's for all my baby girls.
Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian Bills. Italian dark side fit. Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian chill. Italian can't give her a pill. I'm half kind of European mix. European style, Asian fusion style tips.